Hey man, I've felt there's something wrong about the way we see nerds and geeks,
What do you mean?
I mean, they are by far the most dangerous people on this planet.
What are you saying? They're like harmless and shy and lovable.
That's what the mainstream media wants you to think. But it was these guys, it's the nerds and geeks who came up with the nuclear bomb, man.
Shit, you're right.
Yeah, because no muscular guy ever does anything that violent. We discussed this and so much more in our podcast. So let's just get into it. Is there a difference between, say, nerds and geeks? What is the core?
Yes, of course there is. So geeks are usually associated with pop culture. Like if you have like a intense knowledge about say comics or something like that.
So that's a geek.
Yes, and a nerd is something usually academic.
Got it. So geek can be anything. Any narrow being like knowing a lot about something really narrow.
Would be geeky.
Correct. So I could geek out on anything,
Yes.
essentially. I could geek out on cycles, cycle tires.
Exactly. Then you're a cycle geek.
Got it.
Yes.
Understood. So basically geeks are people, so they are defined by the specificity
Yeah.
of, or like basically you have to have like this narrow field of interest in which you are the boss.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
and
you know-
everyone looks to you for information on that
Or
because
at least they think so.
this person knows about this. It's all chill.
Got it. So automoto enthusiasts, like people say, are actually geeks.
Correct.
The right word is they are an auto geek or a...
Yeah, but if you are an auto geek who has an automobile engineering degree,
You become a nerd.
there's a good chance that you will associate it with your degree, and then you are a nerd.
Got it. So nerds have to be technically are more...
Academically inclined.
Correct. So basically, so in class you can be called a nerd for being smart.
Yes, but even if a duffer knows too much about Star Wars, he's a geek.
Fair enough. You know what, man? So basically, so this is a differentiation I always have confusion with. I think
Yeah.
even media mixes it up
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
time. They
For
use
sure,
interchangeably.
for sure.
When they're not really, that's not the case. So the crux of a discussion is this.
Okay,
right?
here's the thing though.
Huh?
There is actually one more word
Oh,
that
wow.
people use called dork.
Oh, what's a dork?
And there's a difference between
thought dork is
nerds, geeks, and dorks.
I thought dogs are an idiot.
Yeah. So dork is like a jack of all.
Wait, jack of all means you're smart and geeky? No.
You just know way too little about a lot of things. You're not a master of anything.
Oh, okay.
So you're like, oh, he's such a dork.
But, so basically, you're bad at academics and you're not a geek.
Yeah, but you think you know it.
That makes you a dork.
Yes.
Oh, so that,
What's the difference between nerds, geeks, and dorks? New podcast topic.
yeah, I was like, wow, this is actually if you want
It's
to
a
know.
rule.
Hey, what about that definition? I think most of us are dorks then.
Yeah. But Aku Panda dorks. Dorky pandas.
Dorky pandas.
That's nice though.
Dorky. Adorkable.
Yeah. Adorkable.
Adorkables. So yeah, so now we're talking about dorks apparently.
Yes. Change.
So yeah, so basically most humans are dorks.
Yes.
But what is interesting is that how media portrays nerds especially, right? Almost everybody I feel has seen Big Bang Theory at this point.
Yep.
And if you've not seen Big Bang Theory, I'm not going to explain it on this show.
Yes.
I'm not doing it.
Here's the thing I'm not dorky about is Big Bang Theory and how it is a very bad representation of nerd culture in
Correct.
general. Because I mean it's already got a lot of skepticism for it.
Got
It's
it.
not like people are like, this is how nerds are or whatever.
Got it.
But it is literally a stereotype that they have made into the real thing.
Correct. So basically, and also I feel this is a very strong Western stereotype.
Yes.
In the West, actually I'll specifically say in America, when you talk about either you are really good at sports or you are an academic and you are a nerd. So in America there has been this culture where being smart for some reason has fallen as becoming a weird thing. Like being smart equals to being a weird person. Having an interest is equals to being like a weird person, which is strange, but it's not true all over the world.
Yeah, it's not.
And because the point is that the way people are shown on shows like Big Bang Theory and all, it's like, oh, they can't function in the world. They have so many problems. They have like these weird interests.
And most of them are autistic, which is something that they have very clearly shown in that thing.
Correct, which is not true though,
It's
man.
not. It's
These are-
very
you're talk-
actually problematic.
See, the point is, some of the smart... Let me just get this straight. Some of the smartest people people who are working in Google, in biotech, people changing the world are essentially nerds.
Yes, exactly.
Correct. And these people are not even closely in that zone, man. Because the smartest people I have met, also apart from being super smart and having tons of money because they are super smart and being, biotech engineers in high tech places and being really, really good at their field, they also have really varied interests, man.
Yeah.
These are the guys who actually really live the Instagram lives without being on Instagram, because they don't have.
I mean, there's a reason they reached that position.
Correct.
See, you cannot be like Leonard from Big Bang Theory and reach that position. It's
Correct.
not going to happen. It's just not. And I feel like, actually I have a very interesting theory about why people are portrayed like this in media in general. It's because, like, if you see, even portrayal on media is changing. It's not
Correct.
like it's not changing. Like, they are trying to make the nerds or whatever, like, the part of mainstream. Anything normal can happen to them now.
I think the spectrum is that it exists across all humanity. Right? The point is, they're saying you can be awkward with girls and socially weird and awkward, or guys, whichever you're interested in, or everything in between. I don't know. But my point is, you can be socially awkward no matter in which part of the spectrum you fall.
Yeah,
You could
for sure.
be. It's not like super athletic, good-looking people are not socially awkward.
Yeah.
It's like, what a weird fucking
And
stereotype.
it's actually a pressure on the people like that who exist in real life. It's
Yeah.
actually a pressurizing them to act a certain way. Like, I feel like this stereotype cycle is pretty intense, actually.
Yeah, because humans exist right across the spectrum. So what is strange to me was that people thinking ki, like, this is only a nerd problem. Imagine, I feel it's just a human issue, and no matter which part of the spectrum you fall in, you're gonna have these similar issues. And like you rightly pointed out, in shows like Big Bang Theory, lot of people who are shown as nerds are also shown as autistic. That is really weird.
It's very problematic, and it's also a part of a bigger conundrum. Like,
Correct.
I actually have met people who have, say, autistic children or something, and the first thing that they are asked is like, oh, is he very good at music? Oh, is he very good at like a particular thing? And they're
Wow.
like, you really don't understand autism. So I
Wow.
think like we
So basically,
need to
there's a weird connect. Ki, if you're autistic, you must be a nerd or some shit.
Yeah, in some way or the other.
Correct.
And what I was saying earlier about why people
Hmm.
are portraying people in this particular stereotype is because this is my theory, okay? I don't
Correct.
know if it's true or whatever.
Oh yeah, because this Paraku Panda theory time, guys. New information incoming. Open your ears and minds, people.
So, like, relatively, say when in the 80s slash 90s, like, when Ferris Bueller and shit like that started coming out, where people
Correct.
were actually put into boxes, ki this is the jock and this is the nerd and this,
Correct.
stuff, Breakfast Club, initially.
Correct.
When it started being portrayed in films and all, the people who ended up making these movies were not nerds.
Got it.
So they always looked at nerds as outsiders.
Got it.
So they did not know how to represent them, because to them, this caricature is how they saw them.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true. So basically, they saw intelligent, smart people living in their own clique, having their own interest, to be so different from them.
They were alien.
So they saw a caricature. They didn't really meet them because they have not really had context.
Yeah, they don't know how they are actually.
Correct.
This is what they are seeing. Literally, we are seeing their viewpoint of a viewpoint.
Correct.
We are not seeing the original thing.
Exactly. So here's the thing. I don't know why. There's also this strange connection between being nerdy and being academic and with attractiveness, man. It's so strange. It's like as if, especially in the media, it's like you can't be both. You can't be really good looking or like mainstream wise, whatever.
Yeah.
And also be, a nerd.
Yeah.
Because the point is, because every time the trope is repeated over and over again, where apparently being smart is a sign of being unattractive for some strange reason.
And it's that only. It's the same thing. See, I feel like all the people who made these things were made to feel bad because they weren't good at that other thing.
Correct.
So now, then they were like, but we are the cool ones.
Yeah.
You are the Buddhu, who you are not attractive. You are not. It feels
But
personal.
But I'm saying all this shit, right? At max, only existed till your like high school. After that, everybody freaking grows up, man.
No,
And
no one grows up.
Like life changes.
No.
No.
For a lot of people, it does not change, because in their minds, they are still what they were.
No,
like they
in
still
terms of-
representative.
I'm talking about in perception, yes, but I'm saying in real life,
Oh yeah,
everything
absolutely.
changes. Like, for example, to be honest, people living the most kick-ass, most adventurous lives are quote-unquote nerds. Like, marine biologists live an intense life. People doing, like, man, geologists actually go to the freaking South Pole and North Pole and go on real adventures, not fucking hashtag adventures which you pay money for. Like, my point is, the real adventurers, innovators, and people who are pushing society forward
Are
are
nerds.
essentially nerds. Right? But the point is, the society, we never want to connect that term in that kind of way.
Yeah.
Which is what I think in today's culture you have this kind of shift in which people are like kind of owning the nerd tag, because how much, and I personally feel all this problem started because of how USA went on, the US media somewhere like you said around the 90s went on this random tangent of anti-intellectualism.
Yeah,
Like being
yeah.
smart
Was
is equal to
absolutely
autism.
bad, yeah.
Like if being smart is equal to autism, like you should be ashamed or you should be made fun of for being a smart person or
Yeah,
having
yeah.
like serious interests,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And if you are smart, you are probably autistic. That's just what it is.
Correct. But then here's the thing, I feel what people actually miss out is like, even when you think about like really menacing figures or dangerous people, you don't think of it as okay. But if you look at the world today, the people with most power do not look like the ones that they show you on TV, right?
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
most shadiest, dangerous people on the planet today are all nerds too. So the real bad guys and the good guys, and like, to be honest, the real action on this planet is happening with the nerds, man. All of us are just like the dorks.
Yeah.
Imagine this, man. The real nerds are going through Instagram
The
and laughing.
power play is happening between the nerds, and you've got nothing to do with it. You're literally watching two nerds battle all the time.
The whole planet is engaged in like a massive nerd battle, and the dogs are just along for the ride, man.
Oh
It
my
would
God.
imagine this, man. So when they look at Instagram, they're just laughing at these people being fake, trying to live a life they actually live.
Yeah.
Intense, right?
Oh shit, I never thought of that.
Yeah, because
Always thought
the
about
point
how everyone is
Yeah, I
fake,
mean,
yeah.
Bill Gates is not putting up a photo of him in a yacht, right? Because he owns a goddamn yacht, man. But what I'm trying to say is, all the people are putting up like all these good-looking people or like the Instagram culture, like yeah, we are here, bro. There's some people who live that life,
And
and
it's
they
not.
ain't putting that shit up. They ain't putting that shit up.
You're just striving to live the nerd life.
Exactly. Hey man, because talking about like Bill Gates, now that is an epitome of like shady nerd, bro. Like, dude, look at him. He's like the most nerd character, but he be shady as fuck.
Oh my god, he is so shady. It's very true.
Like my point is, talk about like power play, changing, underhanded deals, building up like large coalitions with different governments to push some shady shit. Hey man, that's a podcast on its own, right?
Yeah, and
So,
honestly, now it's just that banner that he doesn't even have to explain himself.
But
anymore.
here's the thing, I feel because here there's like a reverse psychology effect. Because Bill Gates looks the way he does
Yeah.
and has the nerd tag, he's seen as benign.
Nobody thinks he's a threat. Like, you can't look at him and say, oh shit, Thanos.
Exactly.
Because
But the same with any of these guys. Jeff Bezos, man. I say
Hey.
Jeff Bezos now looks dangerous.
yeah, now,
He looks dangerous now. Like he didn't look dangerous before.
now he looks like Dwayne
Now he looks
Johnson's
super
Satya, so it doesn't like.
now, see, Jeff Bezos is a transformation story, bro. Now Jeff Bezos could be the next Lex Luthor.
He's the makeover that happens in the middle of a rom-com.
No, bro. That's the thing that happens when that's the birth of a supervillain.
Yeah, actually, no. What I'm talking about makeover in the middle of the rom-com
He took his glasses off.
is
He
the
opens
nerd, is if you take the nerd thing into picture.
Hey, so I think here's the thing. So,
He starts working out.
hey, dude, I think so. If in the movie version of Girl Becoming Hot, as she takes the glasses off and opens her hair, I think for a guy, like for a balding guy, it's like you shave your hair and work out,
Yeah.
and then you're like sorted.
Yeah, and whoever's giving you all the makeup tips is like, why are you even keeping that much hair? You
Yeah.
should just shave it all off if it's all falling and whatever.
Exactly.
Like full on building the muscles in the neck and all so that they can look more menacing.
Yeah.
Now who's gonna bully me? Now who's
Exactly.
gonna bully me?
Hey man, Jeff Bezos bullies everybody.
I know.
Dude, there's literally like he apparently goes around. It's so crazy, dude. I don't know if Jeff Bezos bullied in high school. I don't know if that's the truth. See, here's the thing, man.
I believe it if he was. Though.
I think they are the bullies.
Yeah.
That's the thing I feel about
They
nerd.
are the bullies. You're
I
saying.
feel there's a reason, the strange nerdification of like, oh, let's draw a nerd, and it's like this weak ass guy. But I feel that image takes away from like how actually dangerous on this planet nerds are.
Oh yeah, 100%. अरे देखो ना यार कैसे हो रहा है. You never think of a person who looks like current Jeff Bezos when you think of a nerd. But Jeff Bezos is a nerd, no? Like he
Exactly.
has built an empire out of an idea. That is something that is nerd. Is what nerds
Yeah,
do.
and dude, also empire is built on brutality. Man, ऐसा you hear about Amazon warehouses and you're like, fuck, man.
Was that the thing where his thing was that he had said ki you guys are ruining my life?
No, that's so basically Jeff Bezos and like Amazon has one of the most intense work cultures on the planet. Like people say, Amazon is where the top graders go to cry.
Yeah.
That where the Ivy League goes to cry. Basically, it's that kind of a culture. But I was saying, you don't like. That's nerd, bro. You know what? That is essentially nerd culture.
And I feel like it's like the nerds taking badla at this point. Like,
But that's the thing. The nerds taking badla is a part of the same narrative. Ki nerds couldn't take badla before, but I'm trying to say they were
always
people,
like that.
Smart human beings be shady. Like intelligence. See, man, if you
Like
really
they could be manipulative because of how they
dude,
look.
my point is, the more accurate story is that of course there are few people who don't have physical prowess but are very smart, but there is a very large intersection of successful people who look good, have good social skills and are smart, right?
Yeah.
And they essentially are still nerds.
Yeah.
And
I
they are
think that's what
they are
the people don't count these people as actual.
Correct.
Because they don't fit into that narrative now of media. Like,
Correct.
You can only choose two: good looks and whatever, brutality, strength, or whatever.
But actually it's all.
Yeah, but all of them are in one person. Like, it's possible and it's way more than you think.
Exactly. Why I feel so basically the new god of like the nerd fandom is apna what do you call Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
But here's what I think, man. I was just thinking, why is this strange fandom around Elon Musk? See, my point is, this guy, right, for the longest time was something that falls, quote unquote, very much into nerd territory.
Not it. Yeah.
So I feel the rise of Elon Musk's popularity also has to do a lot with the release of the show Rick and Morty.
You're right. Oh,
Because I feel
right.
when Rick and Morty released, right, suddenly, right, being all powerful god because of your science prowess became cool. You know, like being like, oh man, I will change the world with my will. Happened.
And it doesn't matter what anyone else is thinking or doing or whatever.
So that idea got introduced in Rick and Morty. Although that is not the point the creators were making.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
literally came out as a Back to the Future spoof. Like
exactly. I know that. I was talking about like the misery of man. Like if you take full
absolutely,
control.
yeah.
Like it's basically.
That's how we are headed for doom anyway.
We're all gonna die. Anyway, so in Rick and Morty, right? So that character of Rick became super popular in culture. Now suddenly, to be alpha, it became like a male alpha character became Rick. Like Rick was basically, it gave all the guys who were in the shadows, who thought they were smarter than everybody else, but oh man, I'm in the shadows.
He gave them a backbone.
No, it gave them a idol. Like, okay, I am a Rick, but you're not. You're a dork. We're all fucking dorks. Because if you were not, you would be in a position like fucking Elon Musk. So when Elon Musk came around, right, he kind of fit that branding completely. So suddenly it became that, okay, the whole Elon Musk fandom kind of like clicked onto that.
What kind of branding are you talking about? Like the nerd branding or
no. The fact that he represented what everybody, he literally represents what everybody thought is wrong with general corporate innovation.
Right, got it.
Basically,
understood. He was wanting to do something that was
it's
scientific
like,
and
no,
whatever.
but also matches like what would every kid do if they were given an unlimited budget. Elon Musk fits into that bracket, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
As a kid, what was your science fiction? Like, my mind se sochega, my space mein jayega. It's good. I'm not saying it's bad, but my point is, it fit that branding directly.
He came from a good place, is what it feels like, and
Correct.
then
But-
he
but
did
the social-
that random shit where
but-
his SpaceX thing had a car taped to it, which had like an
But-
astronaut in it, and oh my god, that's what a child would do. And it had "Don't Panic" on his screen, matlab Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Guide
Galaxy ka reference.
Man, the point
It
is,
feels textbook like.
thing is, that's what I'm talking about. Rick and Morty came out. It set the stage, the baseline on which a character like Elon Musk could like directly fit in.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
do you guys think, man? I feel like I need some comments here. Let us know. Are we going? Does this make sense to you?
Is this random podcast hitting some good notes?
Or do you hate us for like taking down your eldritch god of free?
Eldritch God.
Yeah, I don't like.
I-
You can't attack Elon. He will rule the universe.
Actually, no, to me, like what is amazing to start with is that people can achieve this level of godliness and fandom, because I can't ever associate any person with that. Like,
Correct.
irrespective of what he does, like, you know, even the fandom and all these actors and all this,
Good.
Rajnikant and all these people, I'm just so curious ki what happens along the way that these
Correct.
people become like that. And Elon Musk always has fascinated me because his fandom has become crazy.
Just like Rick and Morty.
Just
Toxic.
like Rick and Morty, it's become toxic, it's become crazy. It's people who act like other people are outsiders now.
No, here's the thing. The branding link has become by linking myself to Elon Musk and going into that fandom, I am now better than everybody else. Just like how Elon saw the world more different than all the other idiots, and naturally now I see the world so much different, and you guys, you other lame idiots can't see it, but I am so intelligent. That's why I value Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Because I see the future.
He's our god, he's our future, he's going to make us live on Mars.
Correct, yeah. So my point is, so now it has become a superiority thing.
Yeah.
Like, if who do I tag my identity to? Like someone, we go to a footballer or racer or whatever. You know what I mean?
Now it's become Elon Musk also.
Correct.
And doesn't help that, you know, now everything good shit is happening to him. Like, for example, like he got married to Grimes. Like, which nerd is going to associate himself with getting the girl? Because of, again, propagation of media only.
Correct, yeah.
Like, now Elon Musk has become a god for these people, na? Like, these people who are hiding in the shadows waiting for their time to come.
But here's the thing. I feel there's an entire, like, I feel there's an entire category of people who are not actually, like, so in the what you call social standing ladder, they're not really that high, but they want to, because they're not high, they want to think of themselves as hidden smart.
Okay, and they're not really, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
They're
And
just,
so that
they're
anger,
just
so this
fake.
is just like a conduit for all that anger and frustration outside. So then that becomes like
मुझे मौका नहीं मिलता इलोन मस्क की तरह, इसलिए मैं नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ.
correct, pretty much. So yeah, but my point is, what I was coming to is that these guys are the most dangerous category.
They are more dangerous than people like fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is harmless in comparison to Elon Musk.
Correct. I mean, he can't, like, to me, who is closer to a supervillain? I mean, Elon Musk is one nuclear war away from being able to threaten the planet. I'm just saying.
And he'd do it for fun.
I don't know, man, at this point.
He'd do it for fun. And
Yeah.
there's nothing anyone could do about it.
He could, though. But it's crazy. But my point being is, all these people, all these big nerd guys and crazy guys and billionaires are playing fucking games with entire humanity, man. And which is the crazy part. I'm not saying there should not be any progress. I'm not saying SpaceX and exploration should happen.
No. See,
Should Tesla
progress
not
for
happen?
progress's sake is important.
Correct.
That's not anything that we are discussing today. Because we already said nerds are important because they're making all these progress.
But what I'm trying to say is that in the future, when we start discussing about nerd culture and talking about criticism of it, you have to understand the people causing the biggest problems on the planet today and the solutions, both are from the same category, right? And most of us what we see on Instagram or like the jocks are actually just, if anything at all, the quote unquote jocks category are by far can make the least effect on the planet. You know, because unless you go into like politics, you're probably going to just live a normal ass life, right? And the it's the people who are literally changing the way the world works are the one who will make the biggest impact on the planet. And I feel we need to be cognizant of it. My point is, I feel that we cannot allow just the nerd tag to allow people to get away with a lot of things. Secondly, it doesn't automatically label you as being harmless or benign.
Yeah, and I think that people take that for granted usually.
Correct.
Like it's like how people take it for granted that if you're a crazy nerd, you'll be autistic. It's
Correct.
like that only.
Also, I feel it also gives a lot of leeway for, like, at least in popular culture, like a lot of things that are associated with nerds, with, like, weirdly enough, are very creepy. Like, especially I'm now going to talk specifically about how Big Bang culture, because Big Bang culture has become, sadly,
the representation of nerd culture.
Correct.
in
Man,
media.
those guys are pretty misogynistic, man.
They are.
Very misogynistic and very creepy, dude. I don't know how you can play cameras and things on hot girls off as laughs. Like, if you're actually and that's happening on the show all the time. Like, they'll be like, they're using webcams and satellites to access, you know, like
just because they know how to do it, they're just using that knowledge.
And so my point is, why is it portrayed as harmless? Because it isn't.
Yeah, because
Just
that's
because
the thing, na, कि these nerds are portrayed as harmless. कि करेंगे भी क्या करेंगे is what is being portrayed, and which is wrong because these nerds only become Elon Musk.
बता, Elon Musk ने कुछ किया नहीं है,
हाँ.
पर कर सकता है.
I'm not saying that Elon Musk is a creep, but
Yeah.
fully capable.
Anybody is capable of being a creep, is my point.
Anyone is capable of being a creep, 100%. You can't pass it off as okay.
Correct.
It's just not okay.
So that's the thing. I feel so these are the things which I felt were like the crazy part of being associated with nerds.
But you know what? Big Bang Theory is also that same thing that I was talking about in the beginning now.
Correct.
Ki, the creators are looking at something which is already looking at something.
So copy of a copy.
Looking at something.
Basically, nobody has any real hand experience.
Correct. Like Big Bang Theory ke creators are like, this is how we viewed nerds. This is how probably the people who are doing PhDs in California are like.
Correct.
And that is already looking at something else, which is pop culture.
Correct.
Because Big Bang Theory is full of pop culture references.
Correct.
Full. Like, I think that's the USP of that show. It's not nerd culture, really.
Actually, if you think about it, researchers and people who are doing PhD and like high science are actually closer to artists than they are to any other class.
They are to at least what is being shown on Big Bang
Correct,
Theory.
because
for sure.
Yeah, because you have to work on your own. You're figuring things out, right? Many times you don't have any funding. Like the kind of life that is actually academic lives is very high stress.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly fighting for funding, trying to keep that your research remains relevant. And man, it's high stakes.
Yeah, it's so high stakes. And
one change and all your research and all your life can be rendered worthless because, oh my god, tech has changed.
And they have tried to show that, but they have failed very badly because none of them were affected in any way, shape or form. They were still happily living in Pasadena, which is a very expensive location in LA.
Wow, I know idea, really.
Impossible to live there if you're like not getting funding for your research, for sure.
Oh wow. Wow, man, I had no idea. Really? Huh? There you go.
But then I'm used to that. Like, they always portraying real estate very badly in
American
all
shows.
Yeah. They're acting like, this doesn't matter. We can show as big as an apartment in New York City as possible. It's
Correct.
impossible.
Wow. Full on, man.
Yeah.
Full
See, but they're giving this thing, na, ki the nerds are capable of earning this much.
Correct.
And living in Pasadena. Correct. And buying comic books every day, every week.
So I think they got it right in Superman, though.
They did. They
Lex
really
Luthor
did.
is the guy. So if you want a real reference of like high-end nerd, I think it's Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor is a very good example of a nerd that became a supervillain. And honestly, Lex Luthor is the one person in the DC universe that it's not canon or anything, that I personally believe can do anything.
Correct.
Because how Batman collected the Justice League, Lex Luthor collected all the villains together.
That's true. Hey, Batman also nerd, huh? By the way, just want to point out. Continue.
Because he made the villain mafia in Metropolis happen.
Correct.
Like,
also, the point is he has a like Lex Luthor has a legitimate scientific fear of Superman, why he wants to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Also, the second thing about Lex Luthor is that he feels the ends justify the means.
Yeah, and
For him, it's what you call devil's arithmetic.
Correct.
So devil's arithmetic is when you are measuring the death of one group of people versus like the greater good. But devil's arithmetic is like literally, instead of 10,000, if 5,000 people die, it's probably better.
Correct.
Right?
Exactly.
So I will make that call.
And dude, Lex Luthor is an extremely educated, extremely he's an evil genius. Like
He's a genius whose methods have made him evil.
Correct.
But if you
And-
actually look at his motivation, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, they have humanized him very well, and he is the very good definition or very good example of a nerd who's been portrayed properly.
Correct.
We are not saying all nerds are evil. That is not what we're saying at
Correct.
all. But it's a proper representation of a nerd who is not put in that box. You
Correct.
have to look like Bill Gates and you have to do only charity work.
Correct. Or also, I think another good example of a nerd character that I feel is well fleshed out is Dr. Manhattan.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Dr. Manhattan is a complex freaking character. There's so much he's doing. He was part of research. His life fell apart. Like it feels like a real life character. Marriage, friends, everything, and
actually-
dealing with guilt. And then once he became Dr. Manhattan, that kind of like perspective he had, it was good. Like it felt like I was dealing with actual characters.
Absolutely. And I feel like if there's one thing that comic books have done correctly is just humanizing the villain, A, and B, representing people for who they are very well.
Correct.
Like, a nerd is never put into a box. Like,
Correct.
a nerd can be as cool as Lex Luthor, to be very frank, and also as dorky as Mr. Penguin.
Correct.
Like, they both nerds.
Why? Even Batman is technically a nerd.
Yeah,
So
and
as
they
cool
have
as
been-
Batman.
as cool as Batman. Yes, correct.
So I feel the main takeaway here is that if you are looking at human beings, we are on a spectrum. So as much as nerds, geeks and all these words allow us to like differentiate between people, the core point is you have to see people for their attributes.
Yeah.
You know, just being smart or being good at something you do should not relegate anyone into a box, right? Least of all a box that society has made look so awful.
It
when it's
made
not
for you
true.
and then you act like that only.
Because
Like,
society also starts looking at you and trying to push you into that box, right?
I'll tell you something that's kind of reverse of this.
Yeah.
I know at least 3 people in my entire life who have been pressured by how they look, in the sense that they look like nerds but they are not.
Okay.
So they have felt the pressure of having to perform academically or whatever constantly.
Because they look like nerds.
Because they look like nerds.
Whoa.
And I was like,
What does
dude,
that even mean?
Because they have like the stereotypical nerd appearance. Like they
Okay.
have glasses and like
Oh,
they're not built or anything in any way,
Oh,
shape
shit.
or form. Matlab, that is also uncool. Like,
Wow.
can you imagine the kind of pressure that people feel just from a stereotype?
Correct.
Which is something that I had never thought about till
Correct.
I spoke to people like this, like कि हाँ मेरा बच्चा ऑटिस्टिक है, लोगों को ऐसे लगता है कि वो पियानो बहुत अच्छा बजाता है. Can you imagine?
Ayo. That's awful.
Like, oh my goodness.
Hey man, I think I've seen the other way around as well. Like I've seen I've spoken now that you mention it, like really good looking people, and people are like, hey, you should do modeling or something, and when they do that, they're doing something academic. They're like, why?
Why are you wasting your
You-
good looks? अभी तो तू जवान है.
No, you're like, you don't look like a nerd. So why are you nerding? Like you have a choice. You can have you know what I mean. They'll be like, no.
Ah! There is
I
no way to
agree.
make anyone. Actually, if you see in a way, there's no way to please society.
Correct.
Because if this person did modeling, they'd be like, she's probably dumb.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Wow, man. we started with nerd culture and just segued into freaking stereotypes
And
another society being evil, and wow, who's evil? Society, you, me? I don't know. I'm completely lost now. To be
But
honest,
we did tell you in the beginning that we don't know what this podcast is.
yeah, I know. Actually, we were gonna talk about say Lex Luthor and nuclear missiles and shit like that.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hey man, to be honest, even the nuclear missile, where did it fucking come from? It was a nerd. It's a nerd creation. The world will end because of nerds. Because they nuked each other or put on a power
But
plant.
still you guys are looking at Napoleon Dynamite and thinking कि ये क्या करेगा मेरे को.
I have... You know what? Somebody comment if you got that reference. It's such an obscure reference.
What really is it? Is Napoleon Dynamite an obscure reference?
It's obscure as fuck.
I guess I've transitioned
We'll
from
find out,
a
we'll find
dog
out.
to a geek.
Yeah. You're a... Wow. A
No.
dorky.
No.
Dorkinski. No, man. So let's see. Comment, man, if anybody got that reference. I want to know if anybody knows. You all 8 of you who really watch our show. We know. We have the stats. Actually, sometimes it goes up to 12, 13. So I really like that.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair to you extras.
Yeah. And all those people who comment, we love you. All that definitely is just 8 people. We could name them, but we don't want to put pressure.
I know another pressure of
Poor
society
things.
from the podcast.
Yeah, I know. Imagine you're watching her just chilling, listening to her.
And then you hear your name and you're like, shut up.
Shit. वो comment करेगा. हैं? मैं तो बस chill कर रहा था, bro. Yeah, just chilling.
I'm not ready. Like commenting on this podcast.
I'm not ready
I
for this
have
kind
to.
of commitment. नहीं मांगता मैं कभी नहीं देखेगा. Go away. No man, please just hang around, comment. Chill.
We're chill. Yeah, no, we're not telling you to do anything.
Yeah, you just hang out. Yeah, just chill.
But I'm still surprised that Napoleon Dynamite is obscure.
Yeah, totally. Actually, यहाँ पे तो बिल्कुल है. मुझे ही कुछ साल पहले ही पता चला. So I'm just like, I'm just not on that train, man. Jeez.
Oh god. But Napoleon Dynamite actually is a very good example of a nerdy looking guy who was actually pretty dumb.
Yeah. Hey, so what do you call? So in all of this, right? I've always found it super fascinating that how just by appearances, what do you call? People can be given some attributes. Now you're talking about glasses, right? So I was talking to an ophthalmologist, right? And an ophthalmologist is a doctor who takes care of your eyes.
It's ophthalmologist.
What did I say? Optometrist. Optometrist is chashma wala.
Yeah. Ophthalmologist
is the one who fixes your eyes with lasers and shit if necessary. So he was telling me how when small children come and get glasses, invariably their academic performance is better. And I was like, why does that happen? He says, see, what happens is the moment they get glasses, kids start calling them chashmish or whatever, so they automatically start reading and doing other things more. And
I don't want to hang out with anyone. I'm just going to read this book.
Correct. It's weird. So it literally, statistically, by getting glasses, the way society sees you changes the behavior of the people wearing the glasses. And the same kids, once the glasses are gone, their social behavior changes. That is the kind of impact just these terms and these social norms make, which is intense, man. Like even right now, India, it's like rampant. Chashma means studious.
Yeah.
Which couldn't be further from the truth. You know?
Chashma means your eyes are bad.
Yeah,
most of the time when I was little, when I had chashma, that time everyone used to not ask me if I used to read. They used to ask me if I watched too much TV.
Oh wow, that changed. Huh?
So like.
By the way, so if you basically the general conception with glasses is that you spoiled it.
Yeah. तूने ही
तू
कुछ
खराब
किया
किया है. You are spoiled. It's like you were given like a nice toy and you broke it.
I want to tell you that my eyes ka lenses are just fucked since birth, and I don't know what's wrong with them. They're just not making the proper image on the retina at the right place.
But it's your fault.
But it's my fault. Somehow I watch so much TV that my lenses decided enough.
Dude, I have seen like my friends and those people, the younger kids, when they have glasses, the people will come and say, oh, so you read a lot, huh? And I would be like, what the fuck? Like, even as a kid, I was like, that makes no sense. You know, I'd be like, because I never wore glasses, right? And I read a lot.
Yeah, but
so
like,
I
don't have glasses. Excuse me, am I supposed to get glasses for people to notice that I read a lot?
Exactly, because I used to read a lot. And I'd be like, मेरे को तो कोई नहीं पूछता. You know why? Because my marks sucked. So
so you cannot.
Correct.
Like,
yeah.
So anyway, you don't read, evidently, because your marks are bad.
Yeah, so that's crazy. So yeah, man. So literally, the way just by adding a prop. So the point is, so statistically speaking,
Prop.
Yeah, it's a prop. So because if you gave somebody zero what do you call glasses, right?
Yeah.
Zero power glasses, and say you had a child and you wanted to run this experiment. You give the child zero power glasses and one no
glasses.
you have twins for this one. So
You need the first apparatus in this experiment is that set of twins.
twins रहेगा एक को दे दो चश्मा और एक को मत दो और उसको जीरो पावर रहने का. Let them grow a little bit, note their social behavior and then switch. अरे तेरा आँख ठीक हो गया अभी तो इसका आँख खराब हो गया क्योंकि इसने नहीं पहना, इसको दे देने का, and you will see a change.
Yikes.
That's how the social system works, man. So you need to be careful, man,
Saddest thing.
what you believe in, because what you believe and what people say can literally be manifested into reality. And I think that's it for today's podcast. I'm done.
This is it.
Yeah, no more preachiness, man.
Leaving you with this thing that
Yeah.
maybe if you have twins, you can just like, you know.
Correct. I mean, this is the experiment, man. Be scientific. Be a nerd. Change the world. See, man, if only people capable of doing dark, intense experiments are nerds.
Dark intense experiments reminds me actually. Just recently I read this child in 2nd grade, which I was very impressed by. I don't know. He did this experiment, which was just this answer to this question: do cats' buttholes actually touch everything in the house?
Wow.
Dude, you think it's a good experiment?
I did not see that sentence coming. I just want to say,
does your cat's butthole actually touch every surface in the house?
and what is the-
like basically, obviously, the thing was that they put something on the butthole and like, they saw if the marks came anywhere. But it was clean. The cat is very smart about his butthole, apparently.
I would assume so. I really hope that was the outcome of that experiment, because if that was not your answer, my girlfriend has a cat and I would be very skeptical about going over to her place.
Can you imagine you came to today's podcast and
no.
you're like, we can't have a cat anymore?
No, I just be like, babe, why don't you just come over?
I have to discuss
something. Wow. Thank God that was the outcome. I was petrified. As you were saying the sentence, I was getting more and more stressed. I was like, please this be benign. Please the answer not be that it
does actually touch it. That would have been very amazing.
Whoa, that would not have been amazing.
I like how his heart rate increased.
Yeah,
for a bit,
it's like,
and then it was like,
it might as well have had that reality TV wala beat nahi rehta. You know, like, oh shit, and then reveal, and then alag say, and then you said, you know, like,
yeah,
intense.
full reactions.
Wow. So anyway, man, that was the podcast. I hope you had fun, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope you had fun, because we had so much fun.
Yeah.
Also, do comment and tell us what your amazing nerd stories are.
Yes, because
or
we
non-nerd
like to know.
stories
Also,
are.
if you have glasses and someone has called you chashmish, please comment and I'll put an F on
I tell you what, man. Here's the thing.
Comment.
If one of you puts in a really interesting, fun story down there about nerd culture, glasses, or whatever, if you like it, we'll animate it into a tiny story.
That would have been that's going to be fun.
Yeah, we'll animate it like how we animated one of our
Earlier minis.
It's called The Story of Tomato. So we'll do something like that, something fun. So contribute. Let's make art together. Wow, this podcast turned something different. Anyway, that was fun. Please subscribe, like, comment, and remember, when you subscribe, we have new content out every week. On Friday is the podcast, and on Tuesdays we have
Mini-sodes.
mini-sodes, which are like fun stuff that is not podcast.
Podcasts.